Renowned photographer Siphiwe Mhlambi is celebrating a vibrant year in jazz and photography with his annual exhibition, Expressions, currently hosted at the ARTIVIST Gallery in Braamfontein in Johannesburg. Now, this year marks a significant occasion as it not only highlights his mesmerizing photography, but also culminates in the launch of his highly anticipated photo book alongside a live jazz jam session. Siphiwe's work uniquely captures the emotional depth and cultural essence of jazz, showcasing the musicians and their performances in a way that transcends mere images. He encapsulates stories and feelings through his lens. And this year has been particularly momentous for Siphiwe, as he also received an esteemed award from the Jazz World Photo Competition in Trutnov in Czech Republic. Siphiwe joins us now in studio for more. Very good morning to Mhlambi. Thank you so much for joining us. You know, I could spend the entire hour just talking about your profile, you know.
Yeah, I know. Thank you, man. Thanks for
Wow, this is so cool, man. Reading in black and white, a visual journey through the world of jazz by Siphiwe Mhlambi. This is absolutely outstanding.
Correct.
So, what inspired you to create this this piece of work?
You know, this was inspired by my first exhibition that I started, which was, I call it Expressions. Yeah. I came up with this project because I had so much images that were just sitting in my hard drives and all of that. And some of them I printed for myself. My friends used to say, but you know, I didn't put an exhibition together. So I took a leap of faith and I printed 90 of them.
Wow.
And then I hanged at ARTIVIST Gallery. This was 1998. So since then, I've been doing this annually. And every year I put new images. And then I thought, I think now it's ready for a book, you know, because the stories are so rich, you know. And we're celebrating these jazz musicians that are giving us so much, you know. And why not celebrate them? Yeah. So the book was just to celebrate, tell their stories, because I divided into 3 decades. So we have the generation of Braamfontein, which carries that, and then we have a generation of Super Hot Sticks Mabuse. Yeah. And then we have a generation of the current guys, then which into Tuzo Makatini carries that. And even the image on the cover is an image that won me that World Jazz Photographer.
Oh, really?
In Trutnov, yeah.
Oh, man, this is so cool. And I suppose it's so deeply personal to you. Because,
oh, yes,
you know,
absolutely.
It's your entire career in a book through jazz music. And you've profiled some of the, you know, renowned jazz musicians. I see Zama Jobes-Tole, Dorothy Masuka, Hugh Masekela, and everybody in the jazz music scene that you could possibly think of. So how did you choose the musicians and moments that you captured in photography?
You know, these are people that I interacted with. These are some of the people that mentored me, some of the people that shape, you know, people like Abdullah Ibrahim, you know, when I started photographing jazz, just to understand how you photograph jazz, because I did not know. I came as a media photographer, you know, and I came there and I went and I was doing my work. But they sort of coming down and said, bro, things don't work that way here. This is what we do, because this thing is spiritual. When we do music, I don't just play music. It has to be processed through what I do. So you can't interrupt it that way. Can be using a loud camera, loud shutter, flashlights, and all of those things. To understand how we do things, and then it will be easy for you to photograph jazz. So I learned all of those things, and as I got around, and then I jam with them. You know, I'll be behind the scenes with them. I'll go to the jam sessions, I'll go to the rehearsals, I'll go to the sound checks, and I got a grip of it. So with that grip, then I started doing it according to how they like it, and they embraced it, and then everybody knows now. I mean, there's nobody I haven't photographed in that book. Right.
Yeah. I mean, the question you just asked still remains. I mean, you just told us how you capture jazz music from the perspective of that jazz artist, because it is deeply spiritual for them.
Absolutely.
But from your perspective, how do you capture jazz music? Do you wait for a particular moment that you anticipate, or you just click?
I don't click. You know, I go to an event. I mean, like, for instance, places like the Kippies, you know, always packed. It's a small venue, packed. The Orbit, all of those. So what do, you get there and you watch music, because I collect music as well. So most of the music that is played is music that I know. Or sometimes I would have been with the guys when they did sound check. So I understand the movements, who takes a solo, and how it happens. So when you photograph, you already know. It's like it's a synchronization with you, with the camera, with what they play. And we improvise as well. Musicians improvise. When they play, they listen to each other. So you can't not play music if you don't know how to listen to it. So same with me as a photographer. It's also a musical instrument, but this is just now to capture them and reflect it back to how they look, you know. But it's work. It's not something that you just do overnight.
I would imagine.
Absolutely.
I would imagine. And what role does jazz music play, of course, in your creative process when capturing photographs?
You know, we learn so much. Everything that we do, and as I said earlier on, the generation that I came, I started in the 90s. To be precise, on jazz, I started in 1989. But before me, I mean, people that I look up to, Rashid Lombard, you know, Ralph Smayet, you know, people that were there before me. And I studied their work, you know, and I wanted to know if I'm doing the right thing. Now, the blueprint is already there. So if I took the baton, so I must just make sure that the guys that take it behind me understand what it is. Jazz has to be documented. I'm archiving so much that, you know, even today, Standard Bank Joy of Jazz is hosting all the 25 years of their existence. And through my images that I shot throughout that time.
Okay.
And then, which now is relevant. You know, if I didn't do that, so where would that work to?
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Siphiwe, with the technological advancements, have you embraced those advancements in your photography, or you just continue to maintain it to be, you know, as raw and as organic as it possibly can?
I prefer it that way, you know, and I do allow technology to change there and there, but I prefer it old school. I prefer it the real way, because when I shoot film, these films stand the test of time. They outlive us, you know. You can't capture something now, tomorrow it's gone. So you have to have a restoration of that, not only on hard drives, cloud, whatever, all of those things, the facilities that are available. But I document and I archive.
Yeah.
Every artist that has touched the stage knows that I have their images. When they promote themselves, when they tell their stories, they have images to tell about that. So that is my role that I thought I should accept. And I move it all the way with it.
And you've been rewarded so handsomely for that role. I mean, you won the, the award from the Jazz World Photo in Trutnov. How has that impacted your work and your career?
It has given me a light that this is possible. You know, when I started, things were really tough for me. I mean, I take this as a gift from God. You know, I did not study photography. This is self-taught. But the way it's changed my life and people around me, including my society as well. So it means there's a meaning, there's a reason for it to be here, and we just have to carry on with it. Right.
And ARTIVIST Mhlambi, lovely chatting to you, man.
Thank you,
All the best. Thank you so much for joining us and for having come up with such a beautiful masterpiece.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely outstanding.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that was award-winning photographer Siphiwe Mhlambi talking to us about his annual exhibition, Expressions, that ends tomorrow.